If you wanted to deal with the border, you would have done it 4.5 years ago. You didn't do
Don't talk
it.
to me about dealing with
You
the
wanted
border.
to let the 15 million in but to keep power. It's not going to work this time.
You know, my friend, I have acknowledged a border crisis. We've had opportunities to deal with it. We had opportunities. I've been here for a while. I can remember when Senator McCain and others came together. They came together to put forward a immigration reform, and it was the House at the time, House Republicans, who rejected it in the same way that House Republicans have rejected it in this past year when former President Trump said to folks in the majority, don't do it, don't give Biden a win. If you're really serious about it, you would have taken on that bill.
If Biden wanted to win, he would have finished the wall and stopped it. He's the one that opened it up, and you know it, and children are suffering.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
You made them
Let's
suffer
take
when
a
you
breath.
separated them from their families.
This is where we find the Republican Party, y'all.
What are some of his policies that you like the most?
The border control in Mexico. That's a huge policy.
Do you think they should have passed the bill to build more of the wall?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Trump negotiated that they wouldn't pass it.
Passing in regards to the bill.
The bill to build more of the wall and to increase border security. Trump said don't pass it, so they didn't pass it. That just happened.
Okay. Well, I have mixed views on that.
He wanted it to be a campaign issue, and so if they pass it and then the border is kind of more regulated, more sealed up, then they wouldn't be able to campaign on it.
Okay. Well, that makes sense then.
Do you think that's a good reason not to pass a bill, though, so you can campaign on it?
No.
They know they're lying. What do you mean they're lying, Mondale? He's just stating his policy point. It's a damn lie. He's not stating his policy point. It is not that Democrats were not trying to get a deal done. It was actually Democrats willing to accept one of the most conservative immigration bills in modern time. And Republicans killed it because Donald Trump said so.
The president actually just got off the phone with me right before the show, and he said he has spoken to you about this deal and that he is against it, and he urged you to be against this deal. He was President Trump was extremely adamant about that. Your reaction to that, given the fact that, look, he knows how to do this enforcement stuff. You don't need some new bill coming out of the Senate to get the border enforced.
Yeah, President Trump is not wrong. He and I have been talking about this pretty frequently.
See, how do we know the bill was so conservative? It was written by the second most conservative senator in the United States. And they just turned his back on him as soon as Donald Trump said, do not give Joe Biden this victory. I need this as an issue for this election cycle.
Actually, a lot more people think if you could just literally just shoot people at the border, like they wouldn't come anymore. If you put alligators out there or snakes in the water.
Would we want to be a country that shot people who came across the border then?
Yeah, I mean, because you can't just let everyone overrun the country because you're gonna make it so the whole boat crashes, tips over and sinks. You want to only let in a certain amount, and you want to merit. You don't want, and you want to scream too. You don't want just people to walk in by foot. Right. You want them to come by airplanes. You want them to come by trains. You want to screen them. You don't know who they are before they come in.
So once in a while, if you shot some, you think it would scare people from coming?
And like, why do people think that we have to be the country that lets everyone in? Like everyone's under this like brainwashing that you have to let everyone in, or you're a mean person or something.
Well, we were a country of immigrants, right?
I mean, you could go back to like ancient Rome. The same thing. They let in too many people from around their empire.
But I'm just talking about our country was founded on principles about give us your tired, you're poor, you're hungry.
But we didn't have they weren't getting food stamps. They weren't getting supported by the government when they came here. They were on their own when they came here. If they did that now, people would respect them more. If they did that.
What would be one thing you'd want to see him do for the country should he be back in office?
Seal that border. Close it up. Build the wall.
Exactly. Yes.
Would you want him to build a wall on the northern border as well?
I don't know. Now they're going up there, so that's a whole new can of worms.
Like there's too many criminals and gangsters and everybody else like that they're letting in, and that's, they're coming in and, killing our people here. And like he said, I'm for helping people, but why do we want all these gang people in here? We got so many problems anymore. And to me, it's from letting all these people in that shouldn't be in here.
And do we think most of them are gangs, or?
I think a lot of them are anymore. You know, I think that's the people that are coming in. I mean, they're stealing young kids and all this just so they can get in here, you know, acting like they're related and, you know.
Do you think we should build a wall?
Absolutely. Look at Israel.
And what about on the Canadian border? Well, Israel maybe not a great example these days.
You're talking about Canada? No.
You wouldn't build it on the Canadian border?
Absolutely not. Because people from Canada don't want to come to the United States.
But 60% of the people that are apprehended at the Canadian-American border are from Mexico.
I understand that. Okay. I would heighten the security level. I'd put in some sort of barrier, but I wouldn't build that billion-dollar wall that Donald Trump wants to build.
60% of the people that are caught coming in from the northern border are Mexican. Do you think we should be paying attention to both borders in the same way?
I think definitely the southern border should be our number one priority first, but overall around, I think we should keep our country on lock, though, for sure.
Republicans change their mind like that. It is not about anybody other than Republicans trying to hold on to power. They'll tell you on TV, in front of media cameras, on Fox and Newsmax, that it's all about open borders and Democrats want everybody in the country and they're calling people illegals. When in actuality, they're playing politics with the entire issue of immigration. They could have had the most conservative immigration bill if they wanted it, but they care more about power than they do about being right on issues that are beneficial to America. This is the truth. This is just what the Republican Party has become. There are no serious candidates or members of the Republican Party at this point unless they're willing to call out the BS that they're doing, that they're guilty of. What we see, though, is when you are a serious Republican, when you are a Republican grounded in conservative principles, this party will reject you. Ask Liz Cheney. Ask Adam Kissinger. They just got kicked out of the party for having principles, for being moral, for saying that Trump was lying about the election, for saying Trump is full of BS, for saying the party has lost its way because of Trump, for saying Trump created and incited January 6th with his words and rhetoric that told people to fight like hell, smiling, laughing for hours while the Capitol was attacked. This is the nature of the Republican Party. This is why Republicans are hypocrites, not just on immigration, but all issues at this point. Even abortion, Donald Trump is flipping on. He has no point to stand on because all they want, Donald Trump included, is power. So to see this man sit and try to patronize this woman, both in Congress, is absolutely disgusting. Not just because of the optics, but because he's a damn liar. I'm Mondale Robinson. Don't be a damn liar.